All right, welcome back to Everyone Needs an Aquarius. We are back. Let's stop the pleasantries. If you have any updates for anybody, Don, like before, not pleasantries like that, but I'm saying, do you have any updates for our listeners of anything going on? You want them to got, like how your weekend was, how, anything along those lines.
My mental health is taking a hit. You were in Mexico.
Yeah,
let's talk about Mexico.
Shout out to all the Mexican brothers and sisters. Oh, shout out to my sister-in-law Amanda for getting married to her new wife, Gloria. Shout out to Big Glow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful wedding, man. We kicked it. I literally danced all night. I danced so hard all night. I realized I can't wear those no socks in my shoes. It just don't work for me because my ankles start hurting because I'm getting old. So I Yes, ma'am.
I don't think that's why your ankles was hurting. I think they was hurting because the shoe was rubbing up against your ankle.
I know. I shouldn't be.
That don't have nothing to do with being old. That's just poor ankle mismanagement.
And I just got them, so I didn't even know. I just was like, oh, these fit, and I kept it moving out the store. So that's my fault. But I want to name it on me. Oh, but I don't know if you saw the picture of the young white gentleman I took a picture with that was on my story. He walked up on me. He was like, "Hey, are you a runner of the SOLC Network?" And this kid got me like 18, Dom. I gotta send you a picture of him. And his name is a black name. I don't know what was going on. Something was going on. His name is Nate Jackson.
I know a Nate Jackson, but he's a comedian.
I'm friends with him on Instagram and everything now. So he's like 18, 19 years old, gentleman.
Oh, shout out to you, Nate.
Shout out to you, Nate. He literally was like,
was he a guest at the wedding or
no? He was at the resort.
Just at the resort, and somebody was like,
and I'm talking about, this is. And shout out to you, Nate. Nate does not look like he listens to the SOLC Network.
Yeah, we talk a lot of shit over here, but we got facts.
Yeah, but no,
maybe facts though.
Do you remember? He looks like an older version of what was the film with Corey Haim in it? Where whatchamacallit was in it, and
The Outsiders. I know what you're talking about.
No. It's the one with
River Phoenix.
Is that the one where he was like an outcast from school and stuff and started hanging with some other kids? Charlie Sheen was in it.
Yeah, that's the one with River Phoenix.
Okay, he looks like a little bit older version of that kid.
What is it? That's not the Sundance Kid. It's like Stand By Me?
Lucas. It's called Lucas.
Okay.
It's called Lucas. Shout out to him, man. Like, he was so cool. He's like, man, I found you guys podcast the network like 8-9 months ago. Blah blah. He's like, I was kind of nervous to even come and say something because I was sitting there watching a soccer game early in the morning in this bar. And there wasn't any people in there.
Of course, you was watching soccer, football.
And early in the morning, he walked up on me. Well, he had said something to me earlier before, like the night before, but not about the podcast. It was just like we were talking there, and I don't know who he was there with. I don't know anything. Nate hit me up. I'm gonna hit him. I messaged him back. He hit me. Was like, "Hey, I made it back to Texas, man. Good meeting you."
Oh, shout out to Texas.
I don't know who he was there with. I don't even know if this person's necessarily real. Shout out to you, Nate. I didn't see anybody with Nate. I didn't see anything. And then so I saw Nate again when I was heading to the wedding. Yeah. I have pictures though.
You said I don't even know if he real.
No, he's real. My boy, man.
Okay, I was like, friend.
Well, I mean, it's a running because I literally didn't see him with like any people though.
Okay, well, people be traveling alone, and so that's funny. Well, shout out to you. Like, we appreciate you tuning into the network.
Yeah. So he's like this. So I appreciate it, man. But let's jump right into with Cardi B rolls out our new album. It's just been a kerfuffle everywhere. We were talking off air about Cardi B dissing a whole bunch of people on her album. Go ahead.
Yes, we also spoke about Cardi last week. I was telling you that about the album rollout because she announced that she was pregnant and everything, and we said this was like one of the not the greatest rollout of all time, but it's definitely giving late, the 90s, early 2000 rollout with this project. I listened to the project, solid project. But she is beefing with, she definitely is beefing with Bia. People are alluding that one of the other songs, she's coming at JT. So there's the back and forth now. They've been going back and forth on Twitter. But I would say the biggest controversy surrounding this isn't necessarily Cardi B. It is something that Crystal West said from who is oddly, I've had this shirt on all day, and I just text Daryl like 30. I said, "Hey, listen to this rant." But something that Crystal said on the read.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna give a snippet of it in a second.
Okay. That Crystal said on the read, and Crystal has been a huge supporter of I Want to Lead With of Cardi B, being in Cardi B's corner, consistently dragging Offset for being a mess. But when it was speculation surrounding Cardi B potentially being pregnant with her fourth child, she, like a lot of people, have been vocal about how it is poor pussy management, as Daryl likes to say. Once confirmed, she went on a rant. And I'm gonna say I can see how people was like, oh my gosh, she, the nerve of her to have this autonomy over this, this person's womb that she doesn't feel, that she doesn't know. And she's saying all of these things.
I'm gonna play a couple of clips from her real quick.
Okay, let's play a clip so you guys so we can dissect this really quick.
Okay, it's just a couple of them. Here we go.
Good. That is how we raise decent, good people. Yo mama out here giving her pussy to whoever the fuck she wants to and keeping whatever y'all drop off in her fucking uterus is crazy. I was expecting so much more out of Cardi B because you are not just some broke, bored bitch in the Bronx who don't have shit else to do. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do today. I ain't got no money to go out. Let me just fucking get pregnant. Like, you have a life. You have a career. You have things to work towards and work for. Like, I just cannot.
Well, she's a street bitch. I think this show is older than her time in the strip club. Like she, you know what I mean? Like she's Cardi B, yes, and Met Gala now. And you would like to think that people will go, oh wow, things to live for, access time to do better and be better.
Or having 3 kids already, maybe. But
all right, I got one more for y'all.
So much money, it's not really hitting you because other people are doing so much of the actual day-to-day childcare work. Maybe it's not hitting you how much kids really do need a solid foundation and need their parents to be locked in and engaged with them. You say, oh, well, my kids are fine because it's an assortment of nannies to take care of them 24/7. Your children will be hurting for the lack of their father's presence in their life if their father is either lacking because he's a healthy, great dad who's simply not around anymore, or lacking because they deserve a healthy, great dad who's not there and never was there because that's not Offset or who he is or what he does. Either way, the children lose. Blossom just turned 1, meaning you were fully pregnant. You talking about going on tour in February. All right, it's mid-September now. So I'm guessing that means you're knocking on your last trimester.
All right. Do you want me to play another one? Or we good?
So y'all hear what she said? Crystal yelling. Crystal be yelling though. That is Crystal, and this is not me. Crystal be. I be going back and forth with Crystal in my mind. I be like, oh my god, Crystal, you doing too much. I think in this case, now I don't think Crystal had to go. She did say something like, because they was talking about, kind of making fun of Cardi when she was talking to Gayle King, and Gayle King brought up the, her going on tour. Are you working out? Are you doing? She's like, I be stretching or whatever. And, you really should be doing more than stretching per se, with giving whatever your doctor's orders are. Right. We spoke about this last week. I said, you know what happened last time she got pregnant? She pulled out of that tour with Bruno Mars. Mm-hmm. And then like you and I talked about this tour is 30 dates. and they're back to back to back. And one of the things when she had that interview with Kelly Rowland that she mentioned about this tour was having to leave the two older ones at home. So I'm guessing you would take Blossom and clearly your newborn on this tour. And how I told you, I said, I can see this tour getting pushed back depending on where she is. You know, if it'd be one thing if she's about to have this baby potentially next month, but we're not accounting for what happens to your body. I said this last week. You know, having a baby is like having a surgery. You know, you have to deal with, potentially, and I hope that's not her thing. Postpartum. She rapped a line on one of her songs where she mentioned being pregnant and being experiencing eclampsia. I can't talk today. Which is like high blood pressure, protein in your urine, swelling of the feet, and it's a dangerous pregnancy complication. So that's why I'm like, okay. So Crystal said something that was fucked up, and she said, you saying you're doing all this stuff and you'll be ready for this tour. And she was like, what you gonna do is go get a mommy makeover, and you better hope you don't die like a lot of the women that be having this surgery. That was a little too far, but when you really break down what Crystal was saying, it really wasn't that bad. Like, if you don't listen, the podcast is called, as y'all saw on the screen, if you're watching, it's called The Read. They read everybody on and like I said, they are Cardi fans. It is poor pussy management. It is. You and I talk about that all the time offline, and I think where she's Cardi. I mean, Crystal's like what 41 years old.
Gotta be right.
You from the South, you from Oklahoma, you live in New York, but also it's like just different life lessons that you've seen your friends experience, you've experienced. And it's about like, she went to school for just got her master's in mental health, like therapy and all this stuff, but she's not licensed. She didn't want to practice. She just wanted to know, like, and learn more about mental health. And as a person that has her own mental health issues, along with the other co-host, Kid Fury, she's just saying how irresponsible it is to these kids to keep bringing these kids into the world. And yes, you do have money that does afford you a level of access. But I also, on the flip side, do find it interesting that you did mention to Kelly, I'm sad that I'm gonna have to leave my kids. And we experience people, and I encounter kids a lot that grow up pretty much where their nanny is their parent, and they have a lack of respect for their own parents because they're always with the nanny. So we talk about also in this creating broken homes. I don't think Stefan Diggs is not, I don't know him, but what I do know is, he allegedly has 3 other kids that are baking in the oven as well. So that is where she's talking about. It's like, there's more to life than laying down and having a baby. And yes, I know that there are a lot of people out here that aspire to be mothers, and that's their MO. I want to be a mom, but you know what I'm saying here, and that's none of my business. But I know how I would love for my situation to look. But I think that was the thing. It's like people were so focused on her yelling so much, but when you take away that layer and start breaking down what she was saying, like even the part that you said, like played here, it was it really wasn't that bad. And like she said, you are doing a disservice to your kids. You can have money. Money does not make you be like a better mom or anything. And I believe that Cardi B is very hands-on with her kids. I believe that. We know that Offset, she like a Summer Walker, made these men see their other kids and be involved in their other kids' lives. You know, when we talk about poor pussy management, Cardi B honestly should only have one kid with Offset, if we being real, and then it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal where it's like, okay, you got this other guy that you've been seeing, but y'all haven't even been really dating even a year, and you have this kid with this, you know, have this baby on the way with this guy who has not been faithful to you. So it's like it's breaking cycles. Like, we have to talk about learning lessons, and she will continue to learn the same lesson over and over again.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Boyz II Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
Until
it's a weird thing. Like, I'm not talking about anything with her wound. I'm a man. I have no.
Yeah.
Your choice, your wound, your choice. But it's always interesting to me how many women or people in general cape for Cardi. And somebody put something online, I saw that said that people like Cardi and don't expect much from her because she's ratchet already. So they don't expect much from her. So it's
That's
like,
fair.
and I was like, damn. So they got like, so they see the bar is low for her for the expectations of what she gonna be on.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because we've seen an evolution in her.
Have we?
No, so okay, to a certain extent. So
and what I mean by that is, if you're gonna be I don't know how many people in entertainment that visibly were ratchet for us to know were able to get out of that being ratchet. I'm not talking about people that's ratchet behind the scenes. I'm talking about people that they persona was them being ratchet, and then they was able to turn the ship around.
You know why people really, really, really love Cardi B though?
Why is that?
She is in the words of her, your regular schmegula, like just like girl
that blew up, that regular girl that you
around the way girl that, and you saw on Love and Hip Hop how, you know, like when she was managed by DJ Self and you know, he chose the white girl over her, and she was like, that's cool, like I'm gonna get to it, and that's what it was. And you really Cardi is the American dream. Let's just really be real. Okay. Cardi B is the American dream, pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, and I'm getting to this bag. Cardi B is honest about, you know, her life, her transgression, so that makes her feel familiar, and like Cardi could be my best friend, right?
Good point.
She is like, that is how Cardi B is so successful and has been able to maintain that success this entire time. Because this album, it's a fun album. It's fun. Like, you know, I'm being honest with you, but did it need to be 7 years? Also, no. But also, I understand, like, COVID happens, all these different things happen, and you having kids, you doing all this other stuff. Your marriage is in shambles, has been in shambles pretty much the entire time. So life is happening to you, but you're being open and honest about what's happening to you. And like you said, like, she's relatable in that sense, because these be it's shit that people wouldn't talk about. She's very open and honest, and that makes her a very likable person because people can relate to it.
And
whether it be good or bad, or you like shit, I would never catch myself in this because it's like paying attention to the red flags where this is where I draw the line. So I think in that case, I think that's what it is about Cardi. And even in Cardi responding, which, you know, I was shocked that she was even kind of responded to Crystal. She really didn't.
You want me to play one part of it?
Yeah, play part of it.
Yeah, I get it. Y'all wanted me to marry a billionaire. Y'all wanted me to date another man. Y'all wanted me this. I understand that. Y'all want it better for me. And I get that. But guess what? This is my life. And this is my decision. And one thing about it, I do not regret my kids. None, 4 of them. I don't regret it. I have choices while I'm pregnant, and I still don't go to the chop shop. And I have a choice, and I would have done it if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. And I know I could do this. And y'all see the type of mom that I am. You have an opinion about my personal life, cool, but do not bring my motherhood. I don't play about that title. I take that title very seriously. I don't play about culture. I don't play about Wave. I don't play about Blossom. And I don't play about Baby Brim.
All right, I got one more, y'all. Hold on. This one, but I think that whole part could be kind of complete for people.
Baby Brim. We call the baby Brim. I don't play about them 4s. I love them. Every kick I love. I start falling in love with my babies when they inside me.
Well, I would hope you would.
Don't bring my kids up to prove no point of yours. Don't tell me, people, now I'm seeing people talking about the trauma that I'm bringing. Trauma to these kids? These kids? And you know what's so funny about my kids? They are all so close. They are all so close. And they're going to continue being closed. And they're not being in the house don't change shit. They don't give a fuck. What are you talking about? You will know that if you have your own, but you don't. So since you don't have your own, don't talk about what's going on in nobody else's home. If you're so concerned about,
All right, that's enough.
So she told her pretty much, if you're so concerned about kids, go be like a CPS worker or something.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is, like, you know, I know a lot of people was like, Cardi didn't clap back or come at her how she really could have. I think it's interesting I think there's a moment of self-reflection, and because Cardi's tone, yes, she's pregnant, so, you know, like, that's one of the things, like, you don't want to get, you know, worked up and upset, but like, there's a little bit that kind of sounds like a little embarrassment in her tone in that response, and like, you can hear a little bit of like sadness. I don't know if it's, but that's just me, just maybe over. I don't see her face, but that's just, you're on Spaces talking, but that's how it sounds to me. And it sounds like a little bit like you really probably are embarrassed because you don't have really nothing to say. And, you know, yeah, maybe Crystal should go work, but it's also like her having that mental health, you know, that background, understanding brains, doing all this stuff. You know, you learn all of that stuff in school while people make the decisions they make. I've taken human sexuality, psychology, philosophy, things like that. But I'm also kind of like, at the end of the day, like I said, you can be mad that Crystal said what she said or how she said it, but when you really reveal that message, it really wasn't that bad. And that's something that anybody would say to anybody that they, you know, admired, cared about, but it's just also, people have to also remember, though you don't want to be what do you call them, role models, but like, it'd be people kind of like looking up to you, and it's like making better decisions. Like, we know how that's going, and I can't say it's a finite, but we know how that's going to end with her and Stefan Diggs. Do I see them getting married? Probably not. She's legally separated from Offset, but And she said that the holdup is because he's trying to make her pay his taxes and trying to get some house where he was cheating, they house where he was cheating on her in, and trying to come out and say, which that's some bitch shit, nigga. Like, you lost, like, let it go. But also, like, as a woman, we got sometimes, like, it's literally holding that mirror up and self-reflection. I could have made better decisions. And that's just really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like we're getting into the territory of, certain people. It's like we should be able to, especially when it comes to her art. People don't even let you talk about if you don't mess with Cardi B. I've had people like, well, you must not like her because she's like, dude, I'm just not into her stuff. It ain't my thing.
And that's cool. Like, I think for me, like,
I'm big. I mean, she can't rap that well to me. That's just me personally.
But like I told you, for me, it's like more so it's fun. I just let people be.
Yeah.
I enjoy her music. I like her. She is an air sign like us. But
she's cool though. Like, I mean, I have nothing against her. I just like her music like that.
Yeah, and but that's not your area. Like, I can't foresee myself saying, Daryl, go listen to a Backstreet Boy album, and you would.
Look, I'm working on Lemonade. All right, I'm working on Lemonade. Okay,
listen.
Let's start from school.
But that's just me being real. I'm like, if you told me that you listen to, I would be shocked. That's why I was like, wait, you listen? And you was like, no. And I'm like, okay.
I said no.
Because I did not expect you to, listen. But, speaking of Cardi, on this album, she addresses beef with Bia and allegedly JT. So I wonder, she mentioned in this interview with Kelly Rowland that she would befriend or hype women, other female rappers up.
I give her that. I'd give her Cardi that though. She always.
Yeah, she is. Cardi is definitely a girl's girl, and I love that about her. Air signs, we tend to be like that until you until you cross us. But I will say that I wonder if she mentions that she hypes, was hyping people up like, oh, you got to block out the noise and all this stuff. But I wonder if Bia is one of the people that allegedly might have slept with Offset, because I didn't know they was beefing until I heard this song.
So they've been feuding for a second though. I knew that for.
And I didn't know that. I missed all of that.
I think Bia may have came in her first, to be honest. So it says I'm reading it. Okay. In 2023, Cardi B and Bia both released songs that sample Missy Elliott's She's a Bitch, pitting the two fan bases against one another. Cardi B claimed that it was a coincidence and that she recorded her song before Bia's track was released. Missy Elliott ended up giving her blessings to the two singers on Twitter, responding to a fan discussing the controversy with the heart emoji. From there, the two started exchanging subtle insults in their song lyrics, with Bia releasing a remix to Bitch Duh, which she sings, I hear bitches popping shit, and that's so funny to me. How you say running down, but you can't walk on the beat. The line was said to be a diss against Cardi's ability to rap, and Cardi responded while recording the remix of Wannabe, playing out Bia's name, saying, bitch, please don't nobody want to be you. Oh, shit.
I missed all that.
Yeah, Bia shot back, escalating the feud by bringing Cardi's family into the beef in a song aptly titled Sue Me. In the song, Bia accuses Cardi B of cheating on Offset and not so subtly mentions Cardi's children, Culture and Wave. Thought your ass was for the culture. You just trying to ride the wave. You should be home with your kids because, bitch, you speak like you in second grade. In response, this article is comprehensive. In response, Cardi B took to Instagram Live to discuss her beef with Bia in detail. Cardi was not amused by the cheating allegations, saying, I'm gonna sue you and you gotta come with the receipts. Cardi then hit back at Bia with her new album, Am I Drama, lashing out the rapper with the scathing lyrics such as, every time I pray, I thank God I'm not you. I'd rather die on the surgery table before I gotta walk around here looking like you.
She's like, bitch, why you mad? Because you feel like your dad.
That is the comprehensive breakdown of why Be a
no, and she talked about that bitch breast. She said, what did I tell you? She said,
the breath, like something about a
yeah,
breath.
she was like, smell your bitch before I see you or something, before you see her. It was so funny. But it just was random lines like in the like throughout her album that was just funny.
So
but,
I guess JT and hers.
Okay, so no, okay, I guess that's not it. But the JT thing, I don't know where. I was like, well, what happened? But I think
no, I got that too.
Okay, you got it. Okay, I'm like, listen, you know, like I told you, I'm not a connoisseur.
No, I'm literally this.
I just like to listen to the songs and then
look.
stuff.
I don't know none of this stuff either. This is what Chat GTP is for.
Oh wow.
Cardi B and JT's ongoing feud escalated with Cardi's recent song Magnet and JT's subsequent counterattacks. But the beef stems from a 2022 Twitter spat when JT failed to credit Cardi on a celebratory post, leading Cardi to call JT a lapdog. JT responded by criticizing Cardi's talent, and the situation intensified with JT's retweet of a video accusing Cardi's boyfriend, Stefan Diggs, of SA, prompting Cardi to share private messages and accuse JT of sharing bags with Lil Uzi Vert. So then they got a breakdown. The initial triggers, the source of conflict, they're saying here's a disagreement appears to be a combination of perceived slights, personal attacks, and social media drama. So the Glorilla collaboration, when Cardi B song Tomorrow 2 with Glorilla hit the Billboard Hot 100, JT posted a congratulatory message on X, but notably excluded Cardi. So that's what started this. JT fired back with the song called Wiener Dog, and the social media back and forth escalated. So basically, I guess she congratulated. Oh, that was being shady.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, so she it was so that song was Cardi's song featuring Glorilla, but she only congratulated Glorilla.
No, Cardi's on the remix.
Oh, okay, but she only
it's Glorilla's song. That's why I was like, I mean, technically.
Yeah, that's some petty stuff from both of them.
It is, but I mean,
that's petty. But I do have an issue though, Don. When we were talking before, we can move on. I have a problem. If Cardi ain't writing her music, she can't be dissing people like this. If you ain't writing it, that's not part of this. Like this is.
I feel like if you listen to those disses though, you could tell that she likely wrote that line because it's not. But like I told you, it's because it's nothing that is, and not that I'm saying that Cardi cannot be clever or anything. There's something Cardi coded in those, like I don't, and not that Partisan cannot write, bitch, you mad because you look like you built like your dad. But that sounds like something about a woman will write, not a man. And a part of being talent, like a writer, a talented writer, because Partisan Fontaine is a talented writer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that
mad writers on here be mad writers.
Here's the thing. This is why I think
this is like an R&B album. Mad amount of writers.
Here's the thing. I think why it works for Cardi is the fact that it's not like she lies about it. You know, she never lied.
No, she's been trying to say that she went in and Joe Budden and them and said that she been writing all her own stuff.
She did write some of it. I'm not gonna take that away from her. I didn't say all of it. She wrote some of it. But I think that's the thing is that she has been open and honest about, I want to become a better writer. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. So probably I would also say on top of her personal drama, I think her wanting to take more of a stab at this area is probably also what prolonged her dropping a project. Because also got to think, it's like how
he's credited on damn near every song. Partisan is every song.
Like I said, she's not out here saying she the GOAT. She never said that though. She never said that. That's for other people. We know that's reserved for other people. Cardi B is an entertainer. She fun, and so it works for her. I give her props for, being honest and want to try. I think that's the other reason why people also like her, because she's just fucking real. Like I'm team Cardi. Because she, like I like that she is real. Now the other ratchet ghetto shit, that ain't my lane. I can't relate. I cannot relate because I don't. That's not my life. I'm 30. I'm 38. I don't have kids. I ain't never been married. I see. But I'm very pro person. Like if I see a train wreck coming for somebody, I'm definitely. If she was my friend, I would tell her. I'm like, hey man, I don't think you should. But that's.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
But that's how I am with my friends or whatever. So you still got to do what you gonna do what you're gonna do at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just I'm just a purist when it comes to this rap shit. Sometimes
I get it, but like I said, I'm not a rap connoisseur. I also understand the like entertainer.
Yeah, I get it.
Versus, like somebody that's a singer or somebody that's like a rapper.
This goes back to my idea of her being the first woman to win Best Rap Album. That always just sticks in my craw, man. Out of all these, she's the first woman to win Best Rap Album.
Did Lauren? Yeah. Did it not exist?
Nope, that was considered R&B more. They won all the other awards. It did not win Best Rap Album that year.
Like I said,
and it's not her fault for her being the first one to win. I'm not.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, because the
idea is that.
But she, I mean, that project.
Keep in mind that year.
But we know. But here's the thing: it's like years. Oh, I forgot. I interviewed Juvenile at the radio station back in the day. At High 104. And he mentioned something that's very, very true. Though we know these numbers can be skewed, or we're gonna say, inflated. Mm-hmm. He was like, when it comes down to winning awards for music, if we want to really go based on metrics, it's the Billboard Awards, because that's based off of Nielsen SoundScan, where people. Or like if that's
Cardi's gonna win, then she would have won that. But we're talking about just judging art.
Yeah,
Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy won that year. Mac Miller's last album, Swimming, right after he passed. Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap. Pusha T, Daytona. Travis Scott, Astro World. Actually, this was actually an easier year for her to win it, to be honest.
Because I think I listened to Daytona like a couple times don't tell Terrence. I'm a numbers on the board type of gal, but and I listened to Nipsey too. I was never really into Mac Miller like that, but I would just say I say all that to say, like, we know the Grammys are pretty much a popularity contest.
Yeah, but I can see how
the Academy was, especially at that time. Like they've been working on diversifying it, in these later years, these more recent years. But yeah, because she did luck up a little bit though, because if she would have just went the year before, she would have went up against Kendrick Lamar's Damn. And she went the year after that, she'd have went up against Tyler, the Creator's album. So she kind of got right in a nice spot, which you can't, like I said, it's not her fault. It's not her fault at all. So I'm not even going hold her in on that. All right, it's time. It's that time. Hold on. Let me get my stuff queued up now. I got something for you. We haven't done this in a while, Don. I was like,
All right, surviving Diddy.
Surviving Diddy.
He gets sentenced October 1st This didn't need a whole live, y'all. This is just a little quick update because we haven't talked about it since the trial has been over. So hey, why not another? We have a surviving Diddy update. Dom, lay it on us.
It has come out, I think we briefly spoke about him going into different treatment programs while he is behind bars. And upon the heels of this sentencing, it has come out who some of the, his character, now like his character letters from people have hit the fan. So it has been Young Miami, Stevie J, of course, Dallas Austin, Claudine De Niro, Diddy's kids, and it's plus 70 other people that have written letters prior to his sentencing saying that he please go, be lenient when you go to sentence him and all of this stuff. What's interesting about this, and it being 70 letters, Carl Thomas is one of them, by the way.
See, Carl Thomas?
Yeah. I'm letting you know Carl Thomas is one of them. But, a lot of people even post, we've had commentary throughout the trial and this entire situation. So it's not surprising that it's 70 letters, but it's also kind of surprising because so many people were quiet. So Stevie J has been the only person that has been publicly writing with him this entire time.
Yes, yeah.
So, and a little bit of Young Miami. So those two letters don't, surprise me at all, along with his children.
So do you think he's still messing with Young Miami?
Well, apparently so.
Word. Okay.
I mean, based on this, I would think so, that they've had some sort of contact or conversations surrounding, this. So, yeah. And his lawyers have also said that Diddy said he's suffered enough, and they pushed for a release after 14 months in jail. So it's just a really interesting, thing, because Carl Thomas's letter is pretty much like he saw the talent in me when nobody else did. And I'm like, do you own the rights to your music? Do you have the royalty, the masters to your music?
He actually can use his though too.
So
you could throw Summer Rain in a lot. This can be in a lot of commercials. Summer Rain could be in a lot of commercials.
I mean, we talk about. I mean, what's the one song? I wish is always everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that was just interesting. Regarding Diddy, I don't know. Like I know we briefly kind of spoke about when we did our last Surviving Diddy, what we potentially think that what his sentencing could be based on what he was convicted of. But can I share something here?
Shoot it.
I'm working on a podcast project, a sex cast, and we interviewed an escort, and this is in the episode. And this escort is like, worked at a high profile agency, and he was on call, but he never ended up getting booked for the parties, right? But one of his, I guess they co-workers, one of his co-workers did. And he mentioned to us that once Diddy's house had gotten raided, that Diddy was still using the agency and was like having parties and doing all of this stuff after post-raid.
Oh, wow.
And so that's where he was just like, people like that just are never pretty much really rehabilitated, which would make sense because you've been doing it for so long, and you only caught because of, Cassie suing you. But he was like, that's really, he's like, that's a narcissist. Like, that's really, and it becomes dangerous. So I thought that I mean, and I just was like, the question I just posed, I was like, hey, like, you can't tell us your clients, but what do you think about this, knowing that this person used it and that was the first time he said it? So I just gave y'all a little tea. Be on the lookout for that. But that's crazy. Like, even you getting your houses rated didn't make you sit down.
Hey, hey, he's a wild.
That's a wild boy. That's a wild boy.
That's a wild boy, man. I mean, we'll see how he, he moves around, when he gets out. Because I don't think he's gonna do that much time, man.
I don't think he's gonna do much time.
Yeah, he'll be out back on these streets, Now, I just wonder how this post jail is gonna go for him. Because I'm in the middle. I can see how some people gonna start forgiving him, and he gonna go to TD Jakes and get some anointing.
I 110% believe you, because it's just to save face.
But then the other side, I could he just be still just an albatross that everyone keeps their hands off of? I could see both.
I think it'll be the theory that you said on the show before, where it's like he like an angel investor in something.
Yeah, and just giving money. Yeah. And you don't even know a company investing in. You don't even know Diddy's actually investing in your company. Yeah, it's a company through another company, and you just get a call like, hey, this angel investor wants to invest 10 million in your Ring camera, like what when Nas and them did it first with Ring, because people like the dude that had Ring didn't even know Nas was investing in this company.
Yes. So
I'm not saying he was trying to do something nefarious. He just didn't know he was a part of the conglomerate that invested, and it could be a situation like that with Diddy.
Man, look.
All right, so Tylenol is now causing autism, allegedly. Oh no, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's totally not. But all right, so
it's totally not. Like, let's leave with that.
It's totally not. So today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced that it'll be today as of recording. So when you guys get it, it'll be a couple of days. But today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, unless you subscribed already to the YouTube page, where you'll be getting it immediately. But today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced that it would slap a new warning label on the drug, citing a possible association with autism in children and the use of antihistamine, also called Tylenol, in the United States during pregnancy. U.S. President Donald Trump, however, was not as nuanced in his language. Don't take Tylenol, he said repeatedly in a widely anticipated announcement about autism. Fight like hell not to take it. All right, so this is all coming from the U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And the FDA new commissioners. But the data is coming from a research. Before we just understanding just that, because autism started was found in 1910s, I believe, but we didn't create ours from 1950. That's just the general thing. But this the study is led by Alkavist, harnessed data on nearly 2.5 million children born in Sweden between 1995 and 2019 from the country's extensive health records. Data on the antihistamine prescriptions during pregnancy and on self-reported use collected by midwives, as well as whether children later receive autism diagnosis. The study showed that 1.42% of children exposed to antihistamine during.
Is it antihistamine or antisynuclein?
You're saying, well, yeah, there we go. Antisynuclein. I'm sorry, antihistamine. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I was like, I just took an antihistamine. Not. I'm an adult. Hold on, and I'm not feeding into this. That's maybe I'm tripping. Antihistamines, I thought, are like, Benadryl, like sinus allergy medicine.
Hold on, let me see what the little things. Acetaminophen. Okay, my bad, y'all.
Acetaminophen. Yeah.
Yep, my bad. Thank you for the correction, my sister.
So my bad. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, during pregnancy, were autistic compared to 1.33% of children who were not exposed. A very small difference, as Alquist. The team also compared pairs of siblings born to the same mother, one who had been exposed to the drug and one who had not. Siblings shared half of their genome and share a similar upbringing, mother's background health. So any detected difference in autism between siblings is more likely to be due to the drug. The researchers found no association between the drug and autism using this method. which supports the idea that links found in other studies were really examined by confounding factors. So they basically took this study from Sweden and extrapolated on it.
This would make more sense. And I'm not a girl that is anti-vax. I'm not. If y'all said something about vaccinations and how close they are and where people see a shift, and then you have people spacing them out more, because you start to see, and I don't know which shot it is, but they were saying something where it affects boys more so in particular, and more so Black boys. I could see if we was having that conversation, but you really want me to believe something that was discovered in 1911, autism became, a medical disability, and something 40 years later comes down the line, and this is what is going on? Oh my God. Like, I feel like we in like a episode of like the Twilight
What's so crazy is that, so this is the thing. And I know that there's all these people that believe that there's more autism in society because of, I guess, Tylenol or any other drug that they would want to say. But I've always thought that it was a lot of autistic kids we growing up with, and even older than us, that were never diagnosed. That's why you see a rise in it, because we understand more.
Because people are getting diagnosed as adults as well. Oh, when you start to really, here's the crazy part.
Because some people are functional autistic people, and you would not know, or because the thing. You just be like, man, that kid kind of weird. Or, I mean, that's what they would say back in the day. This kid is kind of weird. He's super intelligent, but he's kind of got Asperger's, where he doesn't have a great social cues and great social interactions. We was just those kids. So none of those people were diagnosed. Now we know how to help treat these children better. So that's why we know about them more. That's why there's more numbers.
And then also like understanding the spectrum and how things show up. Like you got high functioning, and then you have like low functioning, where you have kids that are nonverbal or take longer to like walk or different things like that. And not that those kids can never be coached, or you have some kids that have like they come across like they have different types of issues, and that will probably be issues that they experience for the rest of their lives. But I think it's one of those weird things where people don't realize that science also advances. So, like you said, this is how we're having this conversation, simply because science has advanced. We are learning things day by day. And just like, people, we talk about people going to therapy. And so we're hearing certain words, and people's like, oh, it's a buzzword, or people just keep, talking about it, gaslighting, my boundaries, I don't feel safe. What's my, like different things like that. So I think that's the fucked up part, is just that people are forgetting that science over time also advanced, because you have people working harder and really trying to break down what's happening. The funny thing about autism now is them saying how like, hey, like a lot of kids that were in the gifted program were actually autistic, and having ADHD or whatever. Being able to consistently like multitask is a form of ADHD. So like you could be slightly autistic or whatever. So it is just people really breaking down what's happening in people's brains and doing studies. So it's not and that's also the fucked up thing too. It's like, this comes across like it's this stigma, like it's a bad thing to be autistic. Okay, so the fuck what? Like,
a lot of autism
special in a different way. Like I have a special trait that makes me unique. And why should I want to be like anybody else? I feel like we said this before, but that's really the reality of it.
No, think about it. We wouldn't have a theory of relativity if it was not for autism. There ain't no way you can tell me Albert Einstein wasn't fucking autistic.
Oh, that motherfucker was definitely autistic.
Like, so think about that, or think about Sigmund Freud. Think about even if you want to talk about Black people, George Washington Carver was very, very like low key and very, very not as super socially awkward. I'm just I mean, these people are high functioning, intelligent, brilliant people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And so I think, so that's the whole thing. It's like people are out here acting like autism is this bad thing. And it's really not. And it's like,
because people don't want to put in that
and
work.
also when they say Tylenol,
they don't want to
and
put in the work with their kids though, Dom. That's what it is. They want their kid to be normal, so they could just send them to school and not worry about them and not have to help them, or the stigma of that my kid is different.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. Like I know, so like one of the things that happens with kids that are autistic sometimes, depending, is, you know, as they're developing and learning how to walk, you know, they could potentially walk on their tippy toes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having a homegirl when we were in elementary school doing that. And I always just ask her, like, that's not uncomfortable for you? You know, after a while, like if you flat, like, and that's the thing with my nephew. Like that was the first thing I kind of figured, but then once it was confirmed, that he, you know, had it, that was the key thing, the key factor right there. And then it was like certain other like small things, but he is, you know, he's in school, he's, you know, been in therapy before when they were in Texas, but it was more so for him being able to function with other kids and interacting with other kids his age, and that also has helped him. And they put him in sports, like he's in soccer, he does all these other things. So that's why I'm like, y'all know, like it's not a bad thing. Your kids can still, you know, depending on where they fall on the spectrum, depends on how much help and assistance that they need. But like you said, a lot of people are.
What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if the Game never leaves G Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip-hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Is, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip-hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened. We reimagine the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Is.
And we know that, you know, when it comes to their kids, and here's the other thing. I want to say something, and y'all gonna fight me on this. I don't think that kids should be having tablets and phones and all of that under a certain age, because their minds are overstimulated. We didn't think about how we grew up versus what's happening now. And there have been multiple kids that I've encountered that are autistic and that are going through therapy. And the key element that the therapists have told them to remove is those gadgets. We had Leapfrog, you had Barney, where you was watching TV, but like think about, like we had those things where it was the blocks and it was different things, and you would be in the doctor's office moving that or whatever, you know, going to get letters and stuff off the refrigerator, different, more hands-on activities for your kids. You know, a lot of people were never really big on having toys that were overly interactive, like sounds and all of that stuff. And I think part of it could be, yes, I'm gonna hear all that noise, but I think part of it too is like a developmental thing. Like I don't remember really like growing up as a kid having toys that did all this shit outside of Simon Says, and we had the Simon button thing. You might have had something else, but even my little sister, like I was 10 years old when she was born, she never had all that shit. And not because we couldn't afford it, but it was just like, that was just not, she had a lot of stuff where it was like hands-on things for her to move around, or, I mean, hell, at this point, we was putting her in my Barbie car playing, like moving her around. But
just moving her around.
I had a Barbie stretch Mustang, and it could go from a 2-seater to a 4-seater. And we would take the seats out and we have a picture where she's stuffed in that car.
Damn.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so for them to say this, it is it's bullshit, and it probably could be something where they trying to tank Tylenol stock so people they can go buy it up for cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're in a time warp thing of and I'm hoping Tylenol is suing them too.
I hope they do,
because what clinical trials are you saying? Like, you need to have all this evidence backed up. You just can't go out there with scientific stuff just saying that. You better have, and
they know it's
better have it backed up.
Absolutely.
And Tylenol ain't broke, so it ain't like you going up against Jimmy Kimmel, which we'll be talking about in a second.
Right.
But this is Tylenol is a probably $1 trillion company. How much is Tylenol worth? Let me see. Because I'm sure Tylenol is a bigger company that's even bigger. That's a bigger.
I can see that for sure.
Kenvu is the name of the brand overall. The shares bounce back after that. They're 1 billion in annual sales every year.
Okay.
So let's see how much their estimated value is. So their estimated value in 2023. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I put the wrong thing in. We gotta have the facts, y'all. That's all.
He said we gotta have the facts.
I just want to see 1 billion. I said 1 billion annual sales, but how much is their estimated annual growth? So they're making $1 billion a year in sales each year. So they don't see what their estimated company value. If they're making $1 billion a year, I'm assuming they worth 400 or 500 million in. 32.57 billion as of September 2020.
They got more money in the bank than the USA. Okay.
Yeah. And so they are.
You said all that to say that.
Yeah. So they can only coming after them, man. So their stock's supposed to be bouncing back, but they lost a quarter of its value just from him saying
that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I figured.
Like, come on, man. And it's crazy because this now we Tylenol, and it's just I wonder what is the thing is about him, and I wonder even with other people in general is that he just wants chaos. Sometimes I wonder if he just wants chaos so that he can be able to maneuver in the chaos or be the symptom of the like you ever read the book 48 Laws of Power?
No.
It's a good book. If it was good to read maybe 20 years ago when it was a little bit more kind of popular, and there's some great principles in there. But one of the principles in there is basically you causing the conflict so that you could be the person that solves it.
Oh yeah,
so you cause the conflict.
Oh, that's definitely what he wants because, like, I could see it being something along the lines of how he like it also like distraction. We're not talking about the Epstein files for real. And it makes it look like he did something, but we know you're not that smart. You're not smart at all based on your vocabulary. You out here calling. I just saw something where it said he called Joe Biden a son of a bitch and was like, oh, that cancer diagnosis isn't doing too well for him. We're, like, I just don't know how we got here. And that's why I said, oh my God, like, it feels like we're in a time zone, like the Twilight Zone. And it's just like a bad nightmare that we need to wake up from. But it's like also, what were his predecessors? What motherfucking JD Vance, they got that terrible ass haircut would be even worse. Like, this is weird.
Since we stand,
and then I know like they feel like, oh, one day we'll look back on this and laugh. No, the fuck we won't.
Depends on if you make it.
Right, because I mean, we still got a couple hours left. They said the rapture supposed to be coming, so
Yeah. I mean, we'll be doing the podcast, and at the same time.
that's fine.
Jesus loves podcasting too.
He do,
and he loves ours too. I know it.
Yeah, because he made us his favorite Aquarius.
Yep. Exactly. There you go. Allegedly, maybe they say Jesus is an Aquarius. You heard that theory?
I've never heard that. Tell me. Do tell.
Yeah, it's supposedly because they say that Jesus wasn't born in December.
They said based on that star anyway.
Yeah.
They said that it wasn't December, but it just go in line. Like I don't know why they made, but that's the whole thing. But the other theory is
like Aquarius Pisces. They try to say he is. Really.
But then they was trying to say that he was technically born in the summer. That's how you get Christmas in July. So that's that theory. That's how you have Christmas in July because of how the star was shining in the night sky when he was born for the three wise men to go tell it on the mountain.
So it's a book.
Wait, were they going to tell it on the mountain? Wait, no, somebody was going to tell it on a mountain, but then I was like the angel. I'm sleepy, but I know the story.
Do you want to say Jimmy Kimmel and Charlie Kirk for another time, and we can get some fun stuff, or do you want to go on and do it? Y'all. But again, I just want to say this: we are journalists. We are we have our degrees in journalism, broadcasting, print, whatever. Is yours print? Yeah.
Okay, mine is broadcasting, so his is print, right? So together we're a force. I say all that to say what we are seeing happen here in real time is no shocker. This goes back to the whole idea of authoritarian government that they are trying to inflict upon us. And again, this goes back to the whole idea of what we told y'all this was going to happen. And outside of the Target boycott, I will say I'm glad that everybody was like, fuck Disney, we canceling this shit. And they saw so they lost billions of dollars overnight when people canceled their memberships. Now, I want to say this. That shows together we're a force to be reckoned with. So just keep that in mind. But as far as this weird Charlie Kirk shit, because I didn't know who the motherfucker was until this shit happened. I have a conspiracy theory. Dun dun dun. I just want to say this real quick, and I said it to my homeboy the other night. On top of going down a real rabbit hole from a video that he sent me, I think it's really interesting that, and I know that these journalists, like people that were on site, had to have interviewed people potentially as they were running for their lives and once it was over. I think it's really, really interesting that we have no sort of interview from people that were there. Outside of the guy who was asking him the question, which it was like some blog that hit him up and did an interview with him. I think that's strange. That's me though. So when y'all like a couple days prior was 9/11 and y'all still talking to people that was at ground zero and whatnot. Y'all was on the ground as the terrorist attacks was happening, interviewing people. So I think that that's strange that we don't have that piece of information. It's for people to say, this is what I saw, this is what I heard. I think that's really weird, but that's none of my business. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, because I don't even know. I mean, a lot of people have had some great things to say about it. I don't know if we really can say too much more about it. I mean, overall, but I will say this though. With the Jimmy Kimmel thing and all that, like I'm not the biggest Jimmy Kimmel fan. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't know that those comments like that could get you kicked up off the air though. And I did the FCC is involved with that. That's getting illegal. And that's just my thing. Like people talking about they happy Charlie Kirk died and all that kind of stuff. I didn't fuck with this dude either. But I don't want nobody tap dance on his grave. That's not for me to be doing. But the idea of what they doing to make him be like Jesus or MLK and all this kind of stuff. Them people that are doing it are scoundrels for that shit because they know what they're doing.
I'm gonna send you a video.
I saw a meme of Charlie Kirk going to heaven and Malcolm X greeting him, saying "You are alright for a white boy." That's the meme.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna send you an interesting video that's gonna like make you really. You might put your conspiracy theory hat on that, but what Jimmy Kimmel, that was the interesting thing is watching that. Oh, I watched that monologue, and I'm like, what did he say that was so bad that got him suspended indefinitely? And I think it's just all. Like I said, I don't believe in corporations should be owning this shit anyway. And like a lot of stuff. And I would hope that people really wake up. Like he's supposed to be on the air tonight. I may stay awake to see if I can see it live or whatever. But I say all that to say is like Americans, we just too comfortable. And we just be laying down and taking the ass whooping from the government all the time. And this isn't the first time. This is the worst that it's likely been since probably the inception of the country when slavery and stuff existed. But we've seen how that goes for us. And so I think for us as Black people, we're in our fuck around and find out era. Like y'all did that. So like but I think that like something definitely has to change. So I mean, I'm kind of like burn it all down because this is crazy. And like the Democrats, y'all not fighting like hard enough for me. Like y'all not going hard in the paint. And y'all always want us to bend over backwards and root for y'all because it's like, okay, y'all giving us like, yeah, the assumption is liberties and freedom and fighting for certain things. That's great. That's cool. But when it come down to the nitty gritty, when it's time for y'all to really act the fool, y'all don't go up enough for me. And I don't know if that's because I'm from St. Louis and we used to niggas like really like getting in people's ass, but y'all a little too relaxed for me.
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna be with that, man. We'll see how this all goes on forward or whatnot. So, what's the situation with the David dude? I don't even know who he is. Like, can you break this down for the people?
Oh, okay. So, which goes back to proper media journalism, right? This is for TMZ. When it came out that they found a body in the board, that car out here in Los Angeles at a junkyard or a tow yard, it was first reported that it was David that they found in his car, and it turned out to not be true. It ended up being the body of a woman, of a girl, because she's a girl, teenage girl. When we really found out who it was, and that body is of let me get her name. Oh my God, like all these blogs. Okay. It's the body of a missing girl named Celeste Rivas. She was 15 years old and she was last seen in April of 2024. Her body was found earlier this month in the trunk of a Tesla owned by David. The tattoo reading shush on her finger helped confirm her identity in the same ink David has on his right hand. And initially, don't forget, when this body was found in his car, he's on tour and did not postpone his tour once this happened, but was cooperating with police. So the singer David spotted just blocks from missing girl's home before disappearance in newly released photos. And also, the weird thing about this is that this story is just so weird. Because I'm like, because you know what it made me think of when we talked about Marcus Houston and his wife being missing at a young age, and then he popped out with her when she was 19 and they got married, and she apparently had been missing since she was like 14 or 15. That was immediately where my mind went. And I was like, watch it come out that this girl was pregnant, or had an abortion, and they might have gotten an argument, and she threatened to tell because he is definitely too old to be dating a 15-year-old girl. So that's what we have right now surrounding that. But also, like, people are seeing that he went and kind of scrubbed his social media of her. And like, it was certain live streams that are now deleted where she was on these live streams with him. But then also people are saying that like some of his music like were it's like almost kind of like foreshadowing like what he was gonna end up doing to this girl. So I don't know. Like I don't know why y'all keep it's just weird. And I just feel bad for her. She's so young, 15 is so young, and you have so much life ahead of you. And people, talk to your kids. Talk to your kids. Raise your kids. Do better by them. Do right by them. So it's just weird. It just get weird about the day. I'm about to. Oh, these websites with these.
And they be
like, God damn it, all these ads, and then it's like you gotta sign in and pay for this, pay for that. And then it's just like, I don't know, like it's just interesting trying to figure out like all of this stuff. And how did you end up there? Because like she was reported missing from the Inland Empire, according to authorities, where her whereabouts had remained a mystery since 2024. So I'm like, so you just didn't have, like, I'm guessing you had no contact with your family whatsoever. You was just like they had been talking and communicating online even prior to this. And I'm just like, this is just crazy. I don't know. Like, it's just get weirder and weirder as people like do deep dives on it. And I don't even know what to say at this point. Outside of like, man.
Yeah, I mean, all right, we're gonna do something fun for our last topic before we get out of here. A listener wrote in. Let me read the email real quick.
Excuse me for yawning.
Oh no, look, we're gonna get you out of here. This is from Bobby Clay with Bobby with an I. So it's a young lady, I'm assuming. I'm not gonna try to.
Hey,
Bobby. She says, love y'all show. I love when you all talk about the Mount Rushmore of the R&B new artists. You all put me on a lot of new people. But my question for you all is, what would be 5 R&B albums that would describe who you are to someone if you could not talk and just had to give them the albums? Ooh. You want to go back and forth or just?
Sure.
All right. My first one, we talked about this person earlier. Carl Thomas, Emotional. It was messed up because I was like, damn.
I would say, I'm trying to think of stuff that I've listened to.
It didn't have to be your favorite, but it describes stuff about what you're kind of who you are, where you kind of was thinking of been at.
Okay, I would say, Alex Isley's Marigold album.
Okay.
And that has
podcast. We definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness
for sure,
health.
femininity. parenthood, dating,
Definitely
as
dating.
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her siblings and my siblings. So yeah, so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Good and plenty on there. That's good and plenty. All right.
I got Alexander O'Neal hearsay. That's because Alexander O'Neal because he's strong. He's literally telling it how it is, but he in love.
Okay.
But he's also calling women fake.
I would say Lucky Days Painted.
Ooh, okay.
Still such a really great album. I love Algorithm, but I love Painted.
I'm going with Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite.
I'm going to go with. Oh, this is kind of harder than I thought, but I'm thinking like, okay, if this was to, like right now, what about Flow? It's a British girl group, 3 girls, and it's their access all areas. It's triple A.
It's Flow FLO, right?
FLO, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going with
they have this song right now, like that I guess will be on K Tronada's upcoming album. They have a song
already.
Yeah, they have a song with K Tronada called "The Mood" that is a really, really good song.
Hold on, I'm just wondering if I can save them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. I'm going with SWV. It's Time, the first SWV album. I'm
probably gonna go with Renaissance by Beyonce.
Really?
That was before. It's a toss up between that and B-Day.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm gonna put them side by side, Renaissance and / B-Day.
My last one is Raphael Sadiq's Instant Vintage, the first Raphael Sadiq solo album with You Should Be Here on there and all that. That one hit me a lot. That was probably the most that would describe me the most is probably that album. Is Raphael Sadiq's Instant Vintage.
I'm gonna go. It's about to shock you.
Okay.
I'm about to do Backstreet Boys' Greatest Hits.
Okay.
I know it's random, but I could technically go with Millennium because it's such a good. It's like the 20 or is it 20 something year of Millennium, maybe 25. I was in like 7th grade when Millennium came out, 99. So I think like it's like 20 years of Millennium. I can't remember. It was a whole thing, which I'm so mad. I'm hoping. I think they're extending their residency at the Sphere. If I come up on tickets, I don't know. I think I might have to go broke for that. I'm about to send them a DM and just be like, look, bitch, I lost my job. I am looking for a job. I could not go because I lost my job. I was going to buy tickets on StubHub. That show was that good. Like, it is crazy. Like, it is out of this world. They're really good performers. They can sing. There's something still about AJ where I still cannot believe that he never put out an R&B album because his vocals are so soulful. But yeah, it is because it's my favorite songs. But then like it's You Be in Love, and then like, oh my God, like I just keep thinking of Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. And
this is a shocker for me. This is a shocker for me.
I know. But I think at this moment, it's like Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. There's this track called More Than That. And it's like, I will love you more than that. I won't say the words, then take them back. Don't give loneliness a chance. Baby, listen to me when I say I will love you more than that. bitch. I mean, I'm sorry to say bitch.
I get you. Using the moment. I got 3 honorable mentions I want to throw out.
Okay.
Janet Jackson's Control, Marvin Gaye's I Want You, and Donell Jones' Where I Want to Be.
Oh my God, my sister wore out that album. You
Hey, look, there was a time period in my life that was it was my life.
You want to know what's crazy is
it just hasn't evolved with me as much. I'm not on the same stuff anymore, so it doesn't evolve with me. But at that time,
I would say John Legend's Get Lifted.
That's the best John Legend album to me.
Come on and go with me.
I can change. That's my joint.
I can change.
No, I can
for you. Okay. I'm gonna say this. Y'all know I'm a huge Spice Girl fan. Rodney Jerkins produced their last album.
Hold on, what?
Yes, and it is their R&B joint. It's all pretty much all R&B, pretty much. And they had, the lead single is the song called Holler. It's the 4 of them, not the 5. But that's
on the last album. It's only 4 of them.
It's only 4 of them.
Because Victoria Beckham making too much money.
Nah, Victoria was there. They didn't have Ginger Spice. Ginger Spice left out the Spice World.
Which one is Ginger Spice?
The redhead.
That's not Mel C, right? That's Sporty Spice.
That's
Ginger.
Sporty
Okay,
Spice.
gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
Jerry Halliwell.
Dang, so I would have thought that Victoria Beckham had too much time with her. They got too much money to be around. Okay.
Nah, she was the getting there. She was like there, but like then it like after that like project, she really took off.
Oh, you know this came out in 2000. They hadn't got their full money yet. Beckham's hadn't gotten to that full Beckham world.
That's why I was like, she was right there. They was getting there.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
This makes sense why she did this album. Oh my gosh, Holler.
Hold on, I'm looking at this track. He did do all this. God damn,
nigga, it's a solid project. But it's funny because it's very 2000 Y2K's post Y2K coded, but it's a really solid project. Yeah. And then I guess my other one,
Ginger Spice came back though.
Yeah, so they don't have a project together. So when they start,
they be touring and stuff.
They be touring, but then
they'll be Victoria ain't toured for shit since 2012.
Yeah, but then they had a performance. I think they all performed when the Olympics was in the UK.
It's only 4 of them.
I thought Victoria performed with them for that.
I'm looking at it now. It was the group's only tour without Posh Spice. And only visited cities in Great Britain and Ireland.
No, it was no. It was an Olympic performance. It was like the opening games or the closing games.
It says the Spice World was 4th concert and marketed as the group's first performance together since the 2012 Summer Olympics closing ceremony.
Okay, yeah. So they all performed together in 2012. I remember that.
Okay, so that was 2012 is when they performed.
Yeah.
And that was the last time that she was with them. Was 2012. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then I
always like Mel B though. I always had a thing for Mel B, man.
Mel B, that girl. I love Scary Spice.
Mel B fine as wine, boy.
But I'm gonna say I'm trying to think of an album. Like I think it's too many coming to mind, but I would say, part of me want to say motherfucking Anita Baker. That Rapture album, very fitting.
You talking about,
if it was right now in this moment, but I think those would be my ones in this moment.
It's actually the Rapture album. Yep.
Yeah,
that's when Anita Baker was.
I still can't believe them niggas was fighting at the Anita Baker concert out here.
What?
Yes, it was the whole thing. I went to see Anita Baker.
Is that the one where you saw the dudes fighting that time, right?
No, it wasn't dudes. It was girls.
But when they fighting right in front of you, was that another concert you went to? They was fighting right in front of you.
No, they was right to the side of me. It was like the next section over, but I was right there. But like I was like,
that was Anita Baker. Right? That was the Anita Baker concert that happened at.
Yeah, it was the Anita Baker concert. Have I been somewhere else where niggas be fighting?
I thought it was a Babyface or something you went to where it was some cats fighting, some dudes fighting. It was like another R&B legacy show like that. I can't remember.
No, they wasn't fighting that Babyface. No, what was the pleasure about Babyface is that's where I learned where, you know, the old heads be sitting down. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, I got my life sitting down. And then we got up like at a certain point, like certain songs. But like for the most part, everybody was sitting down. I was like, I like it here.
Yeah, they was grooving to it. They just singing and grooving.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, sitting down. That's a different concert going experience. Like if you know you could almost wear heels, knowing that you going to a concert where niggas sit down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's only R&B shows that are gonna be like classic R&B shows where I'm gonna be sitting. You go into a Babyface show, you're gonna be sitting. Nita Baker, Sade. I mean, you could just about any of those classic R&B artists, unless you get to like a little bit more funk, but they're gonna get up and dance a little bit, but you're just gonna be a little two-step.
Cause like it was a lot of people when we went to see Patti LaBelle. It was people sitting, and I sat my ass down after. It was just also very hot,
and I kind of disliked that though to a certain extent.
That they were sitting.
Yeah, and because of they messed at the Daylight show with that because the crowd, those old heads were there early, just with their seats just posted up, sitting there, and it was
that lineup. It could have been reworked for sure.
I didn't think Daylight should have been back to back with Shaka Khan. They should have had Common and Pete Rock.
Wait, Shaka Khan performed?
Not Shaka Khan. I'm sorry.
No. I was like, wait a second.
No. Patti LaBelle should have been with the SOS band because SOS band performed the night before. SOS band went back to back with Common and Pete Rock. They should have switched that and put SOS band before Patti and had them together.
For sure.
But the one broke it down to me that
I don't know why Patti LaBelle also came on at 8:30. That was like a little too late for me.
They maybe spread out people being able to. They wanted to get people try to keep them on multiple nights.
I get that, but no. And Patti LaBelle's, like I told you, performance could have been.
It just messes the Daylight Soul energy to me with a whole bunch of people sitting in chairs in the middle, and we trying to groove and like get into like a hip hop group, and y'all got a whole bunch of chairs just sitting around.
Yeah, no, that like. That is something that you have to consider when that you have that festivals like that, and I'll say this: I think that festival will likely like that. This is what like the fourth or fifth year or something. So like they're figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And it also, like I said, I think it was also people sitting there because it was just so hot. I think those people in them chairs probably would have got up a little more had it not been so fucking hot.
Yeah,
it was hot. It was hot and humid, very humid. And I just was like, oh my God. And then I came back to LA. It was hot. I was like, fuck this. Like, I feel like I'm still in recovery. Like, you see me drinking a Pedialyte now. So, shit, my goodness.
Well, Dom, where can people hit you up at?
You can hit me up wherever you social network at St. Angeles.
Yeah, make sure y'all run up some of the stuff for her. Let's get her.
Please be sure to subscribe and like and share my page. And Daryl and I have an episode out that
it's about
I'm
grief.
getting text messages.
Really?
Yeah, in response to, which is crazy because the clips I'm posting in regards to grief, we're talking about grief. I'm like, y'all can call me, y'all text me about a clip, go watch the full damn episode. It only got 18 views. So we gotta figure out this SEO thing. I'm about to figure out how I'm gonna get some AdSense, Google ads going.
So what was they upset about?
They're not upset. It's being received very well.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what did I say? I don't know. I talk crazy on that show.
I didn't say nothing. It's just like a lot of people, like you'll read some of the comments. Like one of my girlfriends, she was just like, this is just right on time. The clips that I was posting or whatever. Okay. Because I was friends with her sister that passed away a couple years ago. Yeah. My friend hit me up like, oh, I was feeling sad about my parents and different things. Just like it's. I mean, a lot of people have been hitting me up about the clips.
Man, well, let's run it up. Go over there and run it up.
Run it up, y'all.
All right, we will see y'all next week unless something crazy happens. And I'm back in the country now, so we can do some things if something go crazy. Y'all let us know if something go crazy. Email us. Hit us up. All right. Peace.